Hey, thanks for tuning in to MotoHead. And today, we're going to be doing the in the tank fuel filter. And here is the parts that we're going to be putting in. A couple hose clamps, cage, screen, and the filter. And I got this on eBay or something. It was like 30 bucks. I can't remember exactly. But that's what we're going to do. You want to clean up the bike first. And you know what? There's a lot of ways to do this, I think. I don't want to remove and tilt the seat up in the swing arm and the subframe and whatever. I don't want to tip that up out of the way. I think I can get to it just like this. So that's what I'm going to do. Clean this area up first, I did. And then I'm going to remove these 4 screws and pull everything out. And kind of see what's going on. All right, now we've got it all set up basically. I got some rags tucked behind here, and I've got this flexi funnel that I use for, draining oil, and it's really handy. But in this particular case, I think it's going to turn out pretty good. I've got all these screws loose. Now I'm just going to, you know what? These things were not in there very tight. Kind of tells me the seal's doing its job, right? But my goodness, it couldn't have been 5 Newton meters. I doubt it was 5 Newton meters. Here we go. So there it is. It's flowing. Now, I ran out most of the gas, in it. And I had a tiny bit in there, and I'm thinking less than a half a quart is my guess. So we're just going to let it kind of do its thing. And hopefully it ain't too much. But I like this so far. I'm liking it. It's not getting too crazy. Okay, it stopped draining. I drained my bucket, but let me tell you, I had about that much across the bottom before it stopped. Now I'll probably get some more. And there we go. As it turned out, man, this flexi funnel did a pretty good job of. Now I only did undo 2 screws. I loosened them all up, but then I only removed the rear screws, and then kind of just let it take its time draining. And I probably waited 10 minutes. For it to stop. So I went and did something else. Got out of the garage and let it air it out and dumped my fuel into another can where I can discard of it properly. And then I'm expecting some fuel to come out of here. But there it is, and what we're going to do is probably remove as little as possible. Yep, here it comes again, a little bit. So I'm going to clean up as I go along. And, wow, not much. Look, guys, pretty good. And, you guys probably know you need to be in a ventilated area outside or something, but I got both doors on the garage open and I got decent breeze outside, and it's kind of evacuating all this smell out of here. Or you can wear a respirator. But look, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. So what we're going to do is probably push these pieces in, right? And then this comes out. But I am liking this bucket deal better than removing the pivot bolt for the gas tank and all that horse crap. I don't know if I'm going to like doing it that way. So this seems pretty easy so far, man. you know. And let's take a look in here. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I might clean that out later. Okay, and then here's our cage. And I'm going to remove that, put one on, and then go to the next step. Okay, guys, so we're, you know, down to this part right here, and just pull this out. I kind of, you know, already got it prepped, but it's got a little rib in there, a couple little ribs, and you just pull it off. It's no big deal, okay? Okay, that's in there, and then I went ahead too, and I loosened, and I got these little clips pinched off, and basically they're pretty simple, you know, just cut it is all I did. Okay, and then I did the other one up top here too. So as you can see, we're going to take these hose clamps off. Okay, now I'm ready to pull the fuel line hose apart. I'm going to do that. It's kind of hard to film and do that at the same time, but we're going to be removing these two ends now that we got the hose clamps off. We're going to put in a brand new one right here. And then we're going to put in a brand new cage. Just like that. So I'm going to kind of pry and wiggle and pull these apart and get that done. Okay, I got that kind of going, so that's what happens, you know. You undo one and then all the fuel that's in the side there. And I just drop that crap right in. Okay. So far, pretty clean job, really. I mean, I like the way this is set up versus doing the swing arm crap, or the, I keep calling it a swing arm, but the pivot point for the gas tank. All right. Get my hose clamp on there first. Like that. And get your other hose clamp in. Just like that. And then we're going to crimp them. Just like that. And then come in, put the basket on. Okay guys, what I basically found was that this piece on the factory plastic piece would not accept the new cage. Okay, so when I went to go put this on, the original mount here, it would not snap on. Okay, so I quickly concluded, and then I tried to snap it on the included part in the filter kit, and it went on easy. Okay, so if you experience that, basically you're going to need to remove the original one that was on here. And how did I do that? Well, it was kind of easy, but it took me a little bit to figure it out. But I had to cut this one off with some snips, and it came off easy because there's this little tiny clip that sits right there, pushes on. I had to get off, and I didn't want to, ruin this clip, and I didn't need, this old piece anymore. Okay, so I cut that off, and with the kit came this. Okay, so this will accept the cage on there. Okay, now what we'll do, this one just fits on like a glove. So what I had also is this little tiny plastic spacer. And I took the old one off. It's in my bucket over there. And I put on the one that is included in the kit. Okay. Press that on there like that. Okay, now you got a little post coming out of here. And now we're going to put this snap ring back on there. Okay, and we want the smooth side down. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I've got that orientated, and now I'm going to take a 6mm socket and push down. Look at that. It's perfect. I'm going to push one more time. You can use a deep dish, 6mm, or like I did, this one worked. So it pushed that clip on where I needed it. Now I'm going to check. Oh man, that thing is so on there, perfect. Okay guys, I think we're in like business now. And I'm going to do it one more time just to make sure. Oh yeah, I can tell it's on. That ain't coming off. Alright, so then I'll take my cage. And it snaps on. Just like that. And if it ain't snapping on your original piece that easy, then there's something going on. Okay, and you need to replace this piece, just like I said. Alright. So then now, this piece is going to go back on. And then these two clips are going to line up. Perfect. They're in there perfect. Okay. And then we're going to go up, and now we're going to put and clamp on these hose clamps. And then we're done. Shove it back in, and we're good to go. Okay guys, so basically, I took my tool and I just squeezed, lined it up, squeezed. I kept a little bit of distance, a couple millimeters, between, the end of the hose and everything. So it looks beautiful. Your arrow going that way, right? Sucking, going back up, orientated just like that. But she's beautiful, man. Yeah, I really am. So, if you don't want to spend a ton, get something like that or a little bit bigger. This is probably the smallest you ever want to go on something like this. But, if you're using this tool, you're not going to over crimp this. And this is just plastic. So you don't want to, you want it on there, but you don't want it, you don't want to break anything. So is it tested? Yeah, man, I can't even look, man. This is on there. Okay. All my wires are still hooked up here. This is all perfect. This is all clean. My rubber gasket sealer, and like I told you before, man, this thing was not even 5 Newton meters. It was kind of scary. So we're going to throw this back up in here. This is all clean. You know, and this is the kind of the tricky part, kind of. You know, you kind of just got to let it do its thing. Yeah, I don't know. There, that's it. Beautiful. You can just tell. Okay, so then my screws. I don't know, but I kind of like putting everything in hand tight. It's more of a pain sometimes, but I know I'm not going to cross thread anything. Okay, and then I'm going to grab, I love this thing. I got tools up the butt, but I really like this ratchet screwdriver. So I'm going to back up just a little bit. Get even torque on it. And with this thing, I can't get too much torque on it. I kind of know what it is. And if I had to guess, I was putting in about 6 to 7, probably 7 Newton meters right there. Okay, everything's back together. Everything went beautiful. Slewed the tire on. Boom, done. Okay, added a little bit of gas, maybe half a gallon, and just in case if something ain't right and I need to get in there and take it apart again, I won't have a nightmare amount of gas in there. So we're going to try starting it. I primed it a few times already, and that's, you know, what you want to do before starting it is turn your key on. Hear that sound? Well, the first one was kind of, okay, now it sounds about right. Okay. I'm going to do one more. So a total of about 4 or 5 of those. And then now let's start it. All right. Well, thanks for watching.